February 2020, an Airbus A320 is on a routine flight soaring over Medellin, Colombia. Little does the captain know he's about to find out he's sharing the friendly skies.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in. A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further. You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon. Whatever this is, it definitely shouldn't be there.
Now, it's hard to judge this object's size without knowing how far away it is, but scientist Amy Eskridge estimates it's 10 to 15 feet in diameter.
One theory is that if we were visited by another civilization, they might send probes ahead of when they actually come.
And consider this. A similar object was spotted by an FA-18 fighter pilot in 2018 at an altitude of 35,000 feet. It still hasn't been identified, and its structure, unlike any known airframe, lends credence to the alien probe theory.
They might want to collect data, maybe do a little surveillance, a little monitoring before they actually show up.
I've analyzed several videos in depth of UFOs and UAPs over the course of my career, and the way that it's traveling on screen in the area of the clouds does appear to be consistent with recordings that I have deemed authentic.
So while Primo can't find anything technically wrong with the video, something just doesn't look right to him.
What caught my eye is when the camera's panning up to the skyline, the operator instinctively zooms in, almost like he's expecting this object as it's coming towards the airplane. This was peculiar to me. So the feel of the video upon visual analysis feels staged.
But Primo thinks it's possible the pilot was just plain lucky to zoom in right as the object flies past the plane. MJ Banias agrees.
Pilots are the people who work in the sky and operate in it, so they're going to have the best view of any potential UFOs around them.
We turn this video over to our aviation expert, Tim McMillan. He thinks whatever was shot over Medellin is too slow to be any kind of plane or missile, and it looks nothing like a drone.
Initially, when it starts coming, I thought it's probably a balloon.
Regular helium balloons rarely make it to this altitude. When they get this high, the helium expands and the balloon pops. But solar balloons are different. Used as toys or for research, they're usually made from dark material to absorb the sun's heat. They rise as the air inside warms and expands. They've gone as high as 46,000 feet, but in general, when they hit the cooler air up high, they start to lose shape and altitude. It's just too cold for them to stay aloft.
It almost seems to have an odd cube-like shape. That is exactly what the Navy pilots have reported seeing off the east coast of the United States. They're currently part of the unidentified aerial phenomena that's being investigated by the Department of Defense. I don't have a good explanation.
So, assuming it's not a hoax, it's certainly not a drone or a known aircraft. It's possibly a balloon. I mean, when you look at that speed, your mind goes there. But it's extremely rare for a solar balloon to reach this altitude. By process of elimination, we'll go with genuine UFO. So humans might not be the only pilots up in the sky. November 2020 on the coast of Cornwall in southwest England, a live webcam viewer is recording a gorgeous sunset. But the footage captures something more than a postcard-worthy seascape. A glowing orb races onto screen, hovers, then rockets straight up and out of frame. Watch again. Rapid deceleration and then vertical flight. It appears to rocket almost 3,000 feet straight up in less than a second.
That indicates some sort of space-time distortion.
Anthropologist Michael Masters has a theory about who might be in such a craft.
It's important to consider our own evolution and our technological and biological evolution to the sense that maybe they're us. Maybe they're coming from the future to examine their own hominin evolutionary past.
Masters believes that if future humans can manipulate time to travel into the past, they might also be able to build spacecraft capable of these remarkable maneuvers.
This would also make sense in the context of what we see in this video. As this craft flies in at tremendous speed and stops instantaneously, and then accelerates at tremendous speed.
G-force is a measure of acceleration, with 1 G the force Earth exerts on us. And at first glance, it looks like G-force generated by this object's acceleration would be off the charts.
I've never seen any device that can stop on a dime and take off at maximum velocity. So I would suspect that if this is for real, it's either an experimental craft by the military or, let's face it, possibly an extraterrestrial civilization.
The forces suggested by this video pose a technical problem for the time travel theory. Today's astronauts endure about 3 Gs on liftoff. At around 6 Gs, the average person can black out. Past 100 Gs, the forces can shatter bones and squash our organs. So if this is a craft transporting humans from the future, how would they survive? Is another explanation more plausible? Let's turn the video over to our experts. Forensic video analyst Michael Primo checks to make sure this video isn't a fake.
I don't detect any evidence to support that this has been fabricated or that this object has been inserted into the video recording. I've examined dozens of UFOs and UAPs over the years, and I have seen some objects that travel at a high rate of speed. This is exhibiting similar characteristics.
So the video is legit, and the object's rapid movement is consistent with other UFO sightings. But that doesn't rule out every existing human technology.
A leading theory would be a drone.
But Tim McMillan says a secret military drone wouldn't be out in public. And regulations for commercial drones make that explanation unlikely.
First of all, for commercial drones, they're capped off at 300 feet for regulation purposes. So it's hard to get an accurate gauge on altitude and everything, but we can see it move through the cloud cover out of frame. So it definitely appears to be exceeding that 300-foot maximum that you would expect with a commercial drone. This one's unique. I don't know that I have a very good explanation for it, frankly.
Astronomer and video effects designer Mark D'Antonio wonders if the object might be something else entirely, a reflection.
If this is a webcam, are we seeing this through a window? Does that mean there is something being put on the window, like a laser pointer, that is moving across the window, causing this to look this way?
But look at the rest of the frame. There are no other reflections, suggesting there's a glass window between the camera and the image it's recording.
I can't tell from this, so I can't come to any reasonable conclusions.
This one seems to have stumped just about everyone. So that leaves Master's time travel theory. What does D'Antonio make of it?
We've already figured out that we might be able to go faster than the speed of light by using a warpage of space-time. And NASA's got a funded lab looking at this because they think it's a possibility down the line.
And recent research indicates that a wormhole, another warpage in space-time, could be used to travel through time.
You know, sometimes science fiction does become science fact, and it's a possibility.
So, our verdict? Well, it's not a hoax, and it's not a plane or a drone, and it's not a laser pointer. Until we can identify it conclusively, we'll consider this a genuine UFO. But look, we really want to get to the bottom of this. If you have any more information about this clip, please reach out and let us know.